to this afternoon call. This is Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele, and it's another beautiful Saturday, and I believe that your day is going on well. Please, all the co-hosts in the house, please help me with admitting people from the waiting room so that we can get started and cruising. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to this program this afternoon. I believe that I'm always looking forward to seeing you on this program. I'm always looking forward to, it's always a beautiful time having to be with you again every Saturday. And for those of us that don't miss the Sunday program also, it's also a wonderful time being with you, expecting to be with you again every Saturday and Sunday. Today is a beautiful day. My name remains Yemi Ayodele, the financial analyst and investment advisor, and the lead mentor of the community financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. And our community is aimed at growing wealthy people from scratch. Growing wealthy people, 10,000. Our target for the next 5 years is to grow 10,000 wealthy people, helping them to grow wealth from scratch. And if you have not joined our social media pages, you can search out Wealth Card Mentor on Facebook, Wealth Card Mentor on Instagram, Wealth Card Mentor One on Twitter, and on YouTube. You can subscribe and also activate your notification for financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. Anytime there's any upload, you get notified. Please don't forget to subscribe and also activate your notification so that anytime there's a new upload, every of our Saturday mentorship training is uploaded on that channel. And so if you missed any, you can go back and watch them. Or if you enjoyed any and you would love to listen to it again, like last week, we talked about budgeting. And so if you missed that one, or you want to listen to it over and over again, you can go to the YouTube channel Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele and watch it over again. And on all our social media platforms, every single day, you will receive information concerning cryptocurrency updates, information on financial monetary policies, quotes from this mentorship training and all of that, and the community. Profit is what you get when your money works for you. This is very true. When you work for money, what you get is wages, and wages are not meant to be spent. If you were listening to the audio play, to the playback of some of our program of 23rd, you see, also made us to understand that when you spend money that you sweat for, it's called blood money. And when you feed yourself with blood money, feed your children with blood money, what you are building is witches and wizards. So, but monies that you sweat for are meant to be invested, and the profit on your investment is what you are meant to spend. Ladies and gentlemen, from our community of wealthy people, with a target of growing people from scratch to wealth in 5 years, on the medium term, 2 years. We've had tremendous testimonies. If you look at, watch this one. I followed financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele in several meetings and programs, and always learn business concepts really well from the way he explains things. I also find it easy to internalize what he's saying in each program. Sometimes I listen to him even while at work. It's been great being around him and the community, sharing high quality content and making it so accessible. I met Isaac Jr. said before joining the community of the financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele, I was looking for how to grow in several areas of my life, but most especially in my financial discipline. After joining his training sessions and signing on to his community, he was able to reshape my mindset and grow my finances into the high 5-6 figures a week. I cannot stress the value of this program enough, especially if you are willing to put in the work. Last week we talked about budgeting, how to be disciplined, not just have a budget, but to be disciplined with our budget and planning our finances. Today we are moving straight to talk about money habits of the wealthy. I'd like to show you 10 money habits of the wealthy. If I can't cover all in the next 1 hour, then I'll continue next week. Money habits of the wealthy. And I said here that money is a powerful tool, and money answers to only those that have mastered it. For those of us that are joining us for the first time, one of the ways we engage ourselves to be sure that everyone is participating is to engage the chat box. And how do you engage the chat box? Anything I say that hits the fabric of your system, that touches your mind and your spirit, that you would love to see implemented in your life, you type it in the chat box. Like I'm expecting somebody to type in the chat box, money is a powerful tool, and it answers to only those that have mastered it. You need to master the tool called money. It's a powerful tool, but it only answers to those that have mastered it. And in the next 45 minutes, I will show you how to master the tool called money, how to understand the habits of the wealthy. If you want to be on a journey, if you embark on a journey, you must know how the people that have been on that same journey, what are their habits, what are their lifestyle like, and so that's why it's important to master the money habits. Master the money habits of the wealthy. Let me tell you, there are habits and there are habits. The wealthy have their habits to money, while the poor also have their habits to money. But I don't want to teach you what the habits of the poor to the wealth to money. I don't want to show you the habits of the poor people to money. I only want to show you the habits of the wealthy to money. Money is a powerful tool. It answers only to those that have mastered it. Thank you, Deji. Thank you, Shegun. Now let's continue today as we look at 10 habits, money habits of the wealthy. Number one, I start from this number one. Wealthy people have financial goals. Wealthy people do not just jump into money, they set goals for money management, for treating money, for acting on money, everything that has to do with money. Wealthy people set goals for them. Wealthy people don't just jump into money, they set goals. For every money that a wealthy man is expecting, he already has his goal, how he wants to administer it, how he wants to spend it, what he wants to put it, the ones he wants to put to work, the ones he wants to put to spend. Wealthy people establish a plan for their money. And this guides them to know how much to set aside according to the goals that they have set. If you don't have a financial goal, you will not be able to apply money rightly, and you may not be able to achieve wealth. Most wealthy people will tell you that they invested, for example, 50% of their income between savings and investment. That is to tell you that they have a plan. In our community, I always tell you that in our community, we have a financial goal on our journey to wealth to set aside a minimum of 50% of every income, including cash gifts, to investment. Setting goals will give you a better shot at financial freedom. If you want to be financially free, you must set goals. If you want to be financially free, you must set goals. You must set your money goals. You must set your financial goals, which will guide you on what you set aside in money, what you spend in money, what you spend it on, how you spend it, all of these things. And with this, you will likely see that you reach your financial milestone and the wealth that you desire. Ladies and gentlemen, wealthy people don't just spend. Wealthy people don't just receive. Wealthy people don't just even invest. As good as we say investments are, wealthy people do not just invest. Wealthy people first set financial goals, and then it is that financial goal that will guide their spending and their money activities. And through that, they will attain their financial freedom or the financial freedom that they set as goals for themselves. That's why one of the things that we do when you get into our community is to first define, we call it define ambition. We define our ambition. What is the kind of wealthy lifestyle that you want to live? People talk about wealth, but your wealth standard may be different from my wealth standard. And my wealth standard will guide me into knowing the volume of my income that I save for investment, the volume of my income that I save for spending. For example, in our community, like I said, many of us are on the minimum. There is no exception. On the minimum incomes, 50% minimum must be set aside every month, must be pushed in every month into investment. And this is closely monitored every month. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a financial goal targeted and driven and which drives our money habits. So it makes you to know that if you earn 200,000, you can't just spend anything more than 100,000 because 50% of it must go into investment. You have set a financial goal. Our financial goal in our community is to attain wealth in 5 years. And if you want to attain wealth in 5 years, it's not just about, it's not magical. It is a plan. It is something that must be planned. And so don't expect that in 5 years you just arrive in wealth. No, it must be planned. And by that plan, one of the parameters in that plan is to understand that minimum of 50% of your income, no matter how big or how small it is, must go into investment every month. And you see some people who want to be largely wealthy. I mean, they want to attain the kind of status of wealth that we read about today, the wealthiest people in Africa, in the world, and all of that. So they take a little step ahead to say they want to do 80%, they want to do 90% of their income every month. Ladies and gentlemen, don't say it is not attainable. We have done it. People in our community have achieved it. We have had people in 80% contribution of their income to investment every single month, including monetary gifts. Ladies and gentlemen, so if we can do it, you can join us in our community to achieve it because it is about setting a goal. And when we set a goal that I want to enter into wealth in 5 years, it is not child's play. Something must be done to take you there. It is not what you just wake up and you arrive into. You must take some actions with money to take you into the achievement of that goal. Number 2 habit of the wealthy, money habit of the wealthy is that wealthy people invest early and regularly. Wealthy people invest, sorry, there's a typo there. Wealthy people invest early and regularly. What that means is that people that are wealthy have a discipline to invest regularly, but not just invest regularly, to start early in life. When you read the story of the wealthiest man in Africa, he will tell you at the age he made his first million. You'll be shocked and you imagine sometimes, is this true? Why? He grew up early in life, understanding how to invest early and how to be regular about it. It is not about doing a one-off investment or saying that because you did an investment and you were shortchanged or you lost in your investment, then you sit there. No, a wealthy come out good. Not all the time investment come out good. With that to tell you that there is always a risky side of every investment. Not anyone that tells you, oh, is so smart financially and intelligent financially that he had never lost in investment, I can bet you he's not a wealthy man. Wealthy people are people who have gone through investing regularly, and sometimes a few of those investments goes bad. However, because they have their eyes focused on wealth, they still invest regularly. But most important, they invest early. Many of us here who are in our 20s, who are in our teenage age, who are in our 30s, we still have the opportunity of investing early. For some of us who are in 40, we have missed that early investment, but we can still attain wealth by regularly investing. But most of us, or all of us who are in our 30s and 20s, we are so privileged to know this early so that you can start early and you can guarantee with the help of God that you are going to be wealthy. Do you want to work for money? Many of us today are still working for money, and that is why the best thing you can do for yourself, even if you work for money, is to put that money to work and not eat the money. The best thing you can do for yourself is to put the monies to work and not allow the money. Please, who is disturbing the group like that? Mom, thank you very much. Thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. Okay, thank you for bringing that to my attention. And so let me change myself here to, okay. So thank you very much. So I said, if you want money if you work for money currently, it is not a problem. It is not a problem. But ensure, what's important is you ensure that the money you work for, you don't spend it. The money you work for, you don't spend. That is the idea of our community harvesting minimum of 50% of every income that you make and putting it into investment, so that over time, in 6 months, our target is 6 months, you can survive without the monies you work for. So the target, if you work for money, ensure that you can survive without the money that you work for. So which means that the money you work for is invested, and the profit of the result of your money working for you is what you spend. Wouldn't you prefer your money to work for you? Then forming this habit is right for you. Invest early and regularly. Wealthy people invest their money wisely, and they do it regularly to create wealth. They also start investing early. When you start investing early in your life, you will have the benefit of time. When you start investing early in life, you have the benefit of time. Like I always tell people, sometimes people like us, we don't have this opportunity to start investing early. For some of us, for somebody like me, I understood investment very early in life, in my work life. And even though I couldn't claim not to have spent the money I work for, but I know that I had put a lot of money that I work for to work for me, and today benefit is clear. This is key. Let your money work for you, and invest the money that you work for. Ladies and gentlemen, the third habit of wealthy people, money habit of the wealthy people, is wealthy people invest in themselves. Wealthy people invest in themselves. This is one error that we make. We get busy all the time running around trying to make wealth without investing in ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 22 people here today on this call. And like I always say, invitations sent out were sent to over 500 people. But there are people who are always busy. And the question I ask busy people is, what has the business produced for you? If your business is not giving you, is not taking you on the journey to wealth, if you are busy and yet you are poor, if you are busy and yet you are still begging, If you are busy and yet you cannot make ends meet well, then your business is in error. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, the only thing that should get you busy is either your God, anything that has to do with your God, and anything that makes money for you. If you get busy, today a lot of people are busy in one wedding, in one burial, in one program or the other, and they have the opportunity to invest in themselves through listening to this kind of seminars and trainings. But they choose to get themselves busy with programs, busy with activities that does not lead them to wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, wealthy people invest in themselves. The most important thing you can invest in is yourself. Wealthy people never stop doing this. Invest in yourself by reading, by learning, and growing. The moment you begin to read books, it will help you to understand money and the best way to manage it. The moment you begin to listen to seminars like this and make it a culture, some of us have our life has been programmed into this. Every single Saturday, every single Sunday, when it is 2 p.m., I remember a particular day I was still struggling with my network and trying to make sure that I have enough good network. And I already saw people sending messages to me, the platform is not up. That means I was excited because I saw a people who were investing in themselves by coming every Saturday and Sunday to listen to financial mentoring training so that they can grow financially, they can grow their money, they can grow in wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4 money habit of the wealthy is that we talk elaborately and we specifically focused on this last week, is that wealthy people have and stick to a budget. If you still joke with this, if you still joke with having a budget, if you still joke with having a plan, a budget, a financial budget plan for your month, for your year, for everything you want to do, for your projects, you are joking. Ladies and gentlemen, today I can show you for everything I have built, including investments, including so many things. I can show you that I have plans for them. I can show you plans that date back to 20 years ago on my laptop here. I can show you plans on how I built my first house, where I got the monies from, every little bit of the money, what I spend what on. I can show you every little thing. I was telling somebody last week Sunday, I was telling somebody, and I opened my iPad and I showed the person my Christmas budget in the last 5 years. My Christmas budget in the last 5 years. I showed him Christmas budget 2015, Christmas budget 2016, Christmas budget 2017, Christmas budget 2018, 19, Christmas budget 2020. I opened my system and I showed the person, and the person was wow. Why? Because before the Christmas comes or before any program comes or before I get engaged in any activity, I draw up a budget. And the moment I draw up that budget, the next thing is I begin to implement it. Permit me to see if I can quickly scratch through and see if I can just show you what I'm talking about. Just show you one of my Christmas budgets, and then so you will see that even as simple as it seems, Christmas comes and goes. Christmas comes, 10 of it, 100 of it, 50 of it, you have done it, you have been part of it. At the end of the day, do you have the budget for it? Do you have the budget for it? Let me just do something, a snapshot of my Christmas budget. I'm going to be very careful about what I'm showing you because it's a private information. I'll just show you slightly so that you see what I'm talking about. Blah, blah, blah. Let me do something to at least cover up some of these things that I wouldn't want to show the world. Yeah. Okay. So I'm showing you in practical terms what I'm talking about. And let me share this with you. You won't see the budget heads. I've hidden the budget heads, but you will see, for example, if you look at this, um, if you are very smart and you are looking at the edit section of the Excel, you can pick a few things. You can see subtotal. So you can see that I have broken my budget into segments. There is a first segment and it has the subtotal, and you can see I have the budget amount. I have the let me mark for you so that you can see I have the budget amount. I have the amount spent. I have what is the variance, and all of them you can see they have their own totals. You can see another segment, budgeted amount, amount spent, and the variance, and you can see the subtotal. You can see it on and on and on and on like that. Most of us, we think Christmas is it not as simple as the clothes I will buy, as simple as everyone that I will give gifts. All of these are budgeted for. All of these are budgeted for. Look at it down, 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 down here. You can see this particular item. You can see there are plenty here. I can tell you that it's most likely the food. You can see food, fresh ingredients. You can see it up there. You can see vegetables. This section is the one that my wife does, and you can see these are the amounts budgeted. This is not the final. This was the initial budget. So you can see this amount spent and the variance here. This is what I do for every little item, every little thing I do, no matter how small they are, no matter how small or inconsequential they seem to be to you. They are very consequential to me, and I don't joke with my budget, and I ensure that I stick to my budget. A budget is actually not always perfect. I mean, perfect in the sense that you budget exactly how much you're going to spend. And that is why in budgeting, there's what we call environment. You know what environment is? Environment is you have discovered that a particular amount you budgeted for something, you may not need all of it. So, and you have something that you have budgeted something smaller than what you will actually need. You can seek environment. So environment is, and so in a family budget, for example, if I want to seek environment, I sit with the financial team, myself and my wife, and then we look at it, okay, this money that we have budgeted for this, we may not take so much. So can we take from here and put it into this? That's what is called environment. So all of those are permitted in budgeting. For those of us that are accountants or we are financial related, you may understand what I'm talking about. So environment is allowed in budgeting. However, it is a budgeting discipline to spend more than you are budgeted for. And the second condition the only condition to spend more than you are budgeted for is if there is, that is what we call, what do we call it? We call it when you have to spend you supplementary budget. The only condition for supplementary budget in standard budgeting is when you have more income than you envisage. So you may be permitted to have supplementary budget. Ladies and gentlemen, wealthy people don't joke with budget and budget discipline. Do you want to know how to manage money like the wealthy? It's via budget. I've just shown you for some of you, it's as little as that, as little as I want to fix my car. Maybe you have a major repair to do on your car. You must have a budget for it. That you see some people, they take their cars to a mechanic or a repairer, an auto shop for months. It's not because the job couldn't be completed within a shorter time, but because they didn't make the right budget. They didn't even have any budget. They just took it. And by the time something comes up, they have no budget to absorb the gaps. So budgeting is of utmost importance. Where people are because they know exactly what is coming in, they know what is going out, and they plan what is going out. They can tell where their money is going to, and you too can. Beginning from today, if you have not always had budgets, not just your monthly spending, but for every project. For every project that you cannot consider as miscellaneous, you must have a budget for it. You must have a budget for it. So this is another habit, money habit of the wealthy. The fifth one is that wealthy people spend money to make money. Wealthy people do what? They spend money to make money. What do I mean by that? Let me share my screen again. Wealthy people spend money to make money. Wealthy people spend their money to buy or invest directly or indirectly on things that will bring more money to them. That's what wealthy people do. Anything that will bring about a return on their investment, a return into their future, gets their attention. So they avoid wasting money on excessive consumption. They spend money to make money. Wealthy people don't, many wealthy people don't always buy things that brings luxury. It takes time before you can see a wealthy man buying luxury. When you see wealthy people, when they start buying luxury, know that they have come to the point where they have moved beyond wealth multiplication and they are moved into wealth fortification. That's when you see a wealthy man take out of his profit to go and buy a Lamborghini Aventador. You know that he's gone beyond wealth multiplication. He had gone deep into wealth, and then he can begin to fortify wealth by buying some luxurious things. Ladies and gentlemen, many of us today, we spend our money, wasting our money on excessive consumption, on things that are liabilities against things that are assets, on things that cannot bring that. We will keep spending money onto service as against things that will be bringing income for us. One good habit of money habit of the wealthy is that they spend money to make money. Wealthy people spend money to make money. Number six thing that the wealthy do, that the money habit of the wealthy is they live well within their means. Wealthy people live well within their means. Wealthy people live well within their means. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Many of us, we live a lifestyle of living out of our means. We go after things that our income cannot get. We desire things. We just spend based on our desire. We rent houses based on our desire. We get schools for our children based on our wishes. We get cars. Some days ago, I was driving along a particular suburb in the Abuja city of Nigeria, and I saw people who practically were living in a one-room apartment. In fact, when you look at that neighborhood, the house they even live don't even have a compound to contain a car. However, they live in that. You imagine someone who lives in a house and pays a rent of 90,000 per annum and own a car. You pay a rent of 90,000 or 100,000, 150,000 in a year, and you own a car. The compound don't even have a garage. The compound don't even have space enough for you to park the car. So you see, I was talking with someone while we drove along that path, and I said, most of them, even in the night when they are going to sleep, you will see they come and remove a lot of the accessories in their car, remove the battery. Some of them will even remove their mirrors because they know that where they are parked is not secure. Ladies and gentlemen, wealthy people live within their means. Wealthy people stay modest for the most part of their life. Listen to this. So don't say wealthy people don't buy. I didn't say they don't buy luxurious things, but for the most part of their lives, they stay pretty modest. They do not go after things out of their means. When a wealthy man begins to buy luxury, you can imagine what he has in his account, in his investment. You can't always tell by looking at a wealthy person's appearance that they have great wealth. When you see wealthy people, you can't tell by their appearance. It's not by the size of their clothes. It's not by the volume of the gold and golden apparel that they wear on. They are just wealthy, and that is just what it is. So, like I said in one of my sessions, one of my trainings some weeks ago, I said poor people try to justify or try to discolor their poverty by using apparels, by wearing big apparels to make themselves look like they are not poor. But if you are wealthy, most wealthy people, you can't always tell by looking at their appearances or their apparels. They just have wealth. Don't be tempted to spend more as you get more. It is fleeting and it provides only short-term pleasure. I'm only seeing about 2 people in the chat box, Deji and Olusegun. I don't know why the rest of us are not typing in the chat box. I don't know why we are not engaged. I like it when we're engaged in the chat box. Anything that hits the fabric of your system, just put it in the chat box. Anything that you know, wow, I've learned this, I must continue to do it. Type it in the chat box. Type it in the chat box. Now, the 7th money habit of the wealthy that I would like to show you today is that wealthy people put their money away immediately. This is one error of poor people. Wealthy people put their money away immediately. Let me tell you something. To do things like set up automatic payments to their savings, on their income, on their investment. You know, they do this by setting up probably a standing order or automated payment schedule, so that as incomes are coming in, especially for those of us that still work for money, your salary comes in. As it's coming in, dispense it off immediately. This is one habit of the wealthy. Wealthy people put their money away immediately. You see, most time when there are remnants of idle funds in your account, that is when waste begins to set in. That is what makes you to buy things that you don't need. That is what makes you to spend outside your means. When you learn this money habit of the wealthy, you discover that you have less waste. Wealthy people put their money away immediately. As soon I was teaching this, it was last week during the budgeting session, the training on budgeting. My desk, I have my monthly budget. As the income is coming, I just take it. I post my money out immediately. The one for home maintenance, the one for investment, the one for tithes, the one for, I put it away immediately. So 2 days after my salary, what you have probably left in the account will probably be something like money for fueling for the month. So because that is an expenditure that will spread over time. And even if you know that you are not yet as disciplined as you would love to be, you can keep that money somewhere and take it gradually back. You know, some years ago, I had to open an account without an ATM, without an ATM, without internet banking. I couldn't just access it unless I go to the bank. And I know that by my schedule, it might be impossible, very difficult for me to get time to go to the bank. So most times, I just forget that money there because I was saving it for a project. And as soon as I had enough, I began the project. Ladies and gentlemen, if you keep idle money around you, you will always be tempted to spend it on things that are not what they are expected, they are planned for. So take your money out away immediately. The eighth money habit of the wealthy, the eighth money habit of the wealthy is that wealthy people give generously. Wealthy people give generously. You know, before I move on, I remember some weeks ago, one of my mentees who over the last 3 months, we've been able to build income every week in excess of 1 million every week. You know, posted a video on his social media, and telling people, how he began to make 7 digits every week, and calls started coming in. Please, I need money to do this, I need money to do that. And he told them, he said, I don't keep money. As those monies are coming in, they are invested back. They are invested. Those monies are not meant to be kept idle, neither are they meant to be spent on luxurious things. They are meant towards achieving wealth. And so it must be pumped back into investment over and over. It's monies that you make and you reinvest, and you make and you reinvest, that takes you to wealth. It's not just a one-time money-making venture that takes you into wealth. You make money, you invest, the profits you make, you invest, the capital you invest, and when you do it over and over again, that is you, then you are on the journey to wealth. Wealthy people give generously. Wealthy people get, if you see one thing that is common with wealthy people, they give generously. Wealthy people, what do they do with their money? A good slice of it actually gets given away. This is one of the money habits of the wealthy, and it's truly powerful. They give generously. That's why you could see during the pandemic, one single person in a nation giving ₦1 billion for the support of towards the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, it's because they give. It's because they just have the nature to give. It's not because they have money that they are giving. It's because they have the nature to give. You must begin, as you aspire to get into wealth, you must understand the power of giving. The power of giving, and not just giving, power of giving generously. Money giving attracts money. When you give out money, it attracts more money to you. Number 9, wealthy people don't owe debts. Wealthy people don't owe debts. And I know somebody will tell me, somebody will ask me, but they take loans from banks. I tell you today that yes, they take loans from bank, but they do it, that is not debt. If you listen to one of our series where we talked about building your credit status, we differentiated between debts and credits. Wealthy people give out their trust to take credit. And so when you see that, when you owe debt is when you have money unpaid, money that you owe that you have not paid, or money that you owe for the wrong reasons. But when you have credit facilities are monies taken to be invested into something that will yield higher returns and take you on the journey to wealth. Where the people don't owe debt, they can have credit facilities. They are very faithful to the credit facilities, and so, but they do not come to owe debt. So you cannot be wealthy with debt looming over your head. You cannot be wealthy with people chasing you from pillar to post because you are owing them money. For a wealthy people, one of their money habits is that they don't owe debt. Finally, the 10th, which I'm going to round up with today, is wealthy people don't spend more than the profit that they make. Wealthy people don't spend, I think I discovered that is missing in my slide. Wealthy people don't spend more than the profit they make. Don't forget I said that the profit, you are only permitted to spend profits that you make. When your money works for you, that is what you are meant to spend. However, wealthy people also ensure that they don't spend more than what they make. They don't spend more than what they make. Wealthy people don't spend more than the profit they make. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very key in your journey to wealth. And do you know that you can be investing and be stagnant? Answer that question. Do you know that you can be investing and be stagnant? I want a response from all of us. Do you know that you can be investing and be stagnant? Okay, Chidima say yes. Ow. So give me an answer. Give me the answer. Don't just give me a yes. Give me the answer. Yes, and the answer. Is it possible? Do you know that you can be investing and be stagnant? Somebody say, ow, sir, aha. So for those of you that say yes, tell me, back your yes up in the next 1 minute. Back your yes up. Already somebody's confused. How, sir? How, sir? If only invest in a wrong investment. No, sir. That is not how to invest and be stagnant. Yes, it's one way, but that is not what I'm looking for. Do you know that you can be investing? You can have a culture to invest and be stagnant. Yes, because it is not all your money you should invest. No, sir, Mr. Deji. It is not. That is not it. You can invest all your money. You can invest all your money and survive on the profit. Yes, when you spend more than what you earn and you have debts waiting for you to earn, partially, but not completely. So continue. Don't forget I said stagnant. Stagnant is remaining in the same position. And I'm going to give you, I wish I thought about this. I will have put it in some Excel sheet and show you how you can be investing and be stagnant. Let me give you an answer. For example, you invest 1 million naira on a very high yielding, Motorayo, I'm just answering now. You invest 1 million naira on a very high yielding portfolio. That means that you are getting, like, let's say you are getting as much as 40% within 1 month. And after that is 400,000. You take the 400,000 out and you blow it, but you still went back to invest 1 million naira. And the next month you make another 400,000 party, bought a car, and then you invest on the 1 million again. And so you invest, you have an investment mindset, but you spend all your profit. An investment mindset man who is on a journey to wealth just takes a little portion out of his investment returns on investment, out of his ROI, and spend and pump the rest, so that if I invest 1 million, I get 400,000, for example, and that month I'll say I will only take 50,000 out. I spend 50,000. The next month I'm going back with 1.350 million, 1,350,000, and then it's likely going to get for me now about 675. Then I take 75 and I push back 1.6 million. Do you understand it now? So you can be investing and be stagnant. You can be investing. You can have an investment mindset and be stagnant. Let me tell you, you can be investing and poverty is still locked in your mind. And that is why when money starts coming in and you start showing the attitude of a poor man, then you are still a poor man. It does not matter whether you are investing or not. If you are investing, but then somewhere behind your mind is still locked the poverty mentality of I have arrived. You know, that was the first time you are going to have such huge capital. And the moment you push it in, you get your profit out, you go to blow it. You push the same amount in, you blow the profit. You push them, you will remain having that 1 million. And let me shock you that if in a particular month the investment turns out bad, probably made a loss, and you are returned back with a loss of 200,000, your capital has diminished. I think that is more of a salary mindset type of investing. Yes, sir. It is part of it, but it's majorly poverty mindset. You know, when a man has a poverty mindset, that's when you just want to show. You want to show what you have gotten. You want to show what you have arrived. I was on an investment platform, and you know, because on the platform we celebrate our payouts. You know, And when I got my payout, I was reluctant to share it because I just felt that I had not done anything yet. So for me, it's not really a major breakthrough yet. Ladies and gentlemen, you can be investing and be stagnant. So it is not just about understanding investment and how to invest. It is understanding the mindset of a wealthy man, of the wealthy. The wealthy take a little out of their profit to spend and pump the rest back into investment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are going to stop today. I believe that I've been able to show you a few things about the money habits of the wealthy, the money habits of the wealthy. Expect next week again for another mind-blowing session. You can't be here, you can't come, you can't attend this program and return the same way or not have value added to you. I can assure you that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is the program Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. And what we are set to achieve is to build a community of the wealthy, and this will I lost connection there. I said, I have always known that without a mentor in life, you are left to the limit of your struggles. But with a mentor, you have a wing to fly. I've therefore lived my life trying to mentor young and at times older people in various aspects of life, but most especially financially and spiritually. The result of the mentorship is a growing community of mentees with unbelievable results. Some of their testimonials you will read on some of our social media platforms. And here I said, if you can film an idea in your mind and you follow that film of ideas, shot for shot, scene for scene, that idea is surely going to come to fruition. And the person, the lead mentor, Yemi Ayodele, who's speaking with you, who has been talking to you, is a system administrator, data warehousing and migration expert, an Oracle certified professional, a financial analyst, and certified emotional intelligence expert, 13 years in the banking system, and also about another 15 years in the financial regulatory system of Nigeria, a strategist and a mentor, an author gifted in singing and a multi-instrumentalist. Yemi Ayodele is a financial and investment advisor and a mentor who has traveled far and wide with wide range of experiences. Our community goal is to raise 10,000 wealthy people by 2025. And our vision is to be a community of the wealthy people championing the necessary change in society. And our mission is to raise a community of the wealthy. This we do by helping every member of the community to build wealth from scratch, by understanding the wealth mindset, leveraging on time-tested and proven system of wealth creation, and helping them to plug into platforms to make, manage, and multiply wealth. Our values are in the acronistic MILDICA: modesty, integrity, learning, discipline, commitment, and accountability. And we run my mentorship model is a 3-level mentorship model. The first is the training, which is what you are attending right now. And I said you need knowledge to expand your awareness, and you need a wealthy mindset to begin the journey to wealth. And then every Saturday we run a mentorship training, and every Sunday by the same time, 2 p.m., we exhibit products and opportunities that the wealthy have taken advantage of to enter into their wealth. So you can join us tomorrow by 2 p.m. also to see some products, some opportunities, some investment platform that the wealthy have taken advantage of to enter into wealth. And the third level of the model is the mentorship community. If you haven't been satisfied that you need a mentor and you love our model, and what the mentorship community helps you to do beyond the training and exhibition of the products is that it creates a relationship. It helps you to build your discipline and a community culture. You know, when you see 20, 30, 50 people doing the same thing, applying the same principle, and it's working for them, even if you don't have that kind of habit, you are likely going to build it as a culture because you live in a midst of people who do the same kind of thing and regularly. Then from there, we enter into the practical mentorship where we understand we understand what wealth looks to you, and we define capital requirement to work you into it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we do. And so if you love the community that we're talking about, and like I've always said, it is free to join, but it is very expensive. I had one person who came into the group last week, and I think for the first time, pulled out almost after like a day. Why? Probably because she doesn't have that kind of accountability lifestyle. She's not willing to be mentored. You know, it's just like hiding yourself from your doctor, because our requirements are very stringent. If you join the community, the first 6 months, you contribute minimum of 50% of your income every little month, and including your gifts, your monetary gifts. And when you do that, after 6 months, we teach you within 6 months how to survive without depending on your income. And by 6 months, we jack it up to 80% of your income must come for investment. That means you are built to a level where we know you can survive without those income, even though you are still earning them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the community. And so let one of the members of the community, while I'm reading some testimonials again, drop the link. In case you love to be a part of this community, don't forget that it is cheap, it is free, but very costly, because the moment you join, you are going to lose control over your finances. You are not going to have a say. Like I said, every single income that comes to you, minimum of 50, minimum. And we lead by example by showcasing over 85% of income going into investment every month. Ladies and gentlemen, the link has been dropped for you on the screen. Please don't be too much in a hurry. If you are not yet convinced, please don't click on the link. But if you are convinced, please join the two links, the Telegram link and the WhatsApp link. Join them, and then you are in. Please, as soon as you are coming in, introduce yourself with your passport, and the form will be served to you, and the other requirement will follow after. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the testimonial of members of the community. I thank God for making me a partaker of this financial mentoring program. From this program, I've learned how to be financially disciplined. I've also learned how to reduce unnecessary expenses and save it for investment. I also learned to control my resources by channeling into investment. This program has changed my perspective on creating wealth. Through this financial mentoring program, God has helped me to develop a strong desire for wealth creation, which I am already working on. Personally, what I learned from my mentor, Yemi Ayodele, has challenged me in taking action by creating an efficient scarcity lifestyle approach on my journey to wealth. Somebody here said financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele has been a blessing to my mindset and orientation. And before joining the mentorship program, my finance has been spent as I earn. I usually save, but it has been towards a need, which takes me back to square one. This program has changed my understanding towards spending and investment, and the community has taught me how to invest rightly. And now, within 2 months, I have started earning 5 figures every week and still building, which I never thought was possible. Now my spending habit have changed and I invest more. Thank you, Yemi Ayodele, for this wonderful platform. That's all I'll be able to read for you today. If you love this community, you want to be a part of it, your wealth is not just in your imagination. You want to begin to take action. Join any of the links that have been brought for you on the system. And ladies and gentlemen, if you also have enjoyed this program the way we used to celebrate ourselves, drop a 777 in the chat box before you go. As we begin to round up this program, drop a 777. Don't forget, tomorrow by 2 p.m., I'll be showcasing a few opportunities and products that the wealthy have taken advantage of to enter into wealth. Thank you for being part of this program today. If you love it, see you tomorrow. If you want to be a part of the community, click the two links up there and join the community. But please, if you are not yet convinced, please don't rush into it, because it is not. For being here with me today. My name still remains Yemi Ayodele, a financial analyst and investment advisor. See you tomorrow.